Hello, world, and welcome to Code or Not to Code. I'm Millie Eva, and as always, I'm very happy to be here today. And I'm here with Stefan. How are you doing?
I am doing great. It's good to be back. I haven't heard the music in way too
I
long.
know, in way too long. It's a good one. It's if you don't know, it's a jingle that the two of us wrote on in one evening, and we had so much fun. And every time we hear it, it's just like it's good. If you're new to this show, Stefan and I do usually meet every other week and code together. We're two developers with very, very different experiences and skill sets, experience levels and skill sets, but also, I guess, experiences. But we always love to learn from each other and with each other, and obviously with you. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to any of your preferred social media channels, because we don't always stream on the same day, which sometimes makes it difficult to sort of like, you know, get it in your schedule. But yeah, you wouldn't want to miss any of our episodes. So please like and subscribe, because we've got some really cool things coming up.
Yes.
I mean, I think we always say that, but this is the thing. Like, we always just do stuff that really, really excites us. So I think this will be exciting for you as well. So yeah, do that, because you don't want to miss the next few episodes. Hello, Eric. So lovely to hear from you again. It's been way too long, but it hasn't been because we were lazy. It was quite the opposite, actually. We were busy. We did some really cool stuff, and when I say we, of course I mean Stefan. He's been on quite a few adventures. Do you wanna share a little bit?
Oh, yes, indeed. So I have been my very first time in Warsaw. Well, actually, also my very first time in Poland, where I had a talk at the .NET Developer Days, and I really enjoyed it. I hope to be returning next year. But yeah,
was this your stage? Were you on this stage?
No, not quite.
Okay, good.
That's the prettier stage.
That's massive. Wow.
I was in room 2. That's like half
Okay.
of it, kind of a thing. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the main stage. That's the scary one. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe next year.
Maybe. Let's see. And also,
How was it?
I've been to. How was it? It was not his first time to. Okay, now mixing. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, first time to Warsaw, Poland, and it's been. The talks go. There's quite. They tend to go more into depth, since it's quite .NET specific.
Okay.
So there's not only breadth, but also depth into certain topics, deep dives. And I hope I was contributing some deep dives there as well. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Nice.
And the other one I enjoyed as well was the Netherlands, the Utrecht edition of Tekorama, where both of us have been in the Belgium one in Antwerp.
Yeah. Well, you said you really enjoyed it, like when you were talking about it, and I was just like, that doesn't surprise me. I think it's difficult not to enjoy Tekorama. I think they always have such a great like atmosphere. I mean, obviously, I've never been to this one, but I would be very surprised if they wouldn't take the atmosphere wherever they go. So, yeah. Did you see some?
Of course, I now rank the Belgian one a bit higher, but that's because that's the one where you have been and you haven't been. I wish you were there.
So much fun. That was so much fun. Yeah.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. Exactly. Yeah. We already. Yeah. I'm excited for like the theme next year, because they always have like a different theme. Obviously, you can see this one was. Well, can you see?
It was announced. It was announced already, but I'm not sure how publicly. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to share or not. I'm not sure.
Let's keep it as a surprise, because, you know, like, yeah. I guess let's keep it as a surprise for like another episode. But they always have like a theme, and they go all the way.
Very seriously.
yeah, but it's good. I take themes very seriously as well. So we're on the same page there. Yeah, so yeah, you've been quite busy. But now we're back. We always promised that we'd be back, and now we're back for some really, really nice episodes to close the year, because it is November. And tomorrow we've also got we don't have a big announcement tomorrow, but tomorrow is .NET release. And Yeah, well, obviously, I mean, I can already say that. Yeah,
actually,
there
maybe
will
I
be
should show
some.
the .NET Conf page, right? Because so this is when .NET 10 will be released. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're worried about sort of like keeping up with like the changes, also like the C# 14 things that are going to come up, don't worry, we've got you covered. And when I say we, I obviously mean Stuart Lang, the regulars of you know him already. We've had him quite a few times, and we're super, super lucky to be having him again. Next time, because he always like summarizes it so well, and he's got like really engaging presentations, and it's for somebody like me, it's just really, really good to have somebody do that hard heavy lifting for you and just give it to you the bite size. And so if you're interested in that sort of thing, definitely don't miss the next time. He's honestly a star, and we're super lucky to have him, and he's been helping us on the stream as well a lot, so he's kind of he's a good egg, as they say. But also you can ask questions, obviously, if you have any questions or stuff like that. So again, if you want to keep up with the changes, it's always a really good place to start with, Stuart.
A good egg?
Yeah. Don't they say that anymore? That's what they say,
I'm
right?
not sure. I never
Any
said
English native speakers?
Is there also a bad egg?
Maybe. There's another saying in German that says der fragt, or something like that. The person who asks usually is it, maybe with the bad eggs.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. No, you're a good egg as well. in my books. But I do hope that that's an actual saying, because I have been using it. And maybe I've just been calling people eggs like for years now, and that would be wonderful. That would be good. Would explain a lot of things. But that's next time. Let's stay in this episode, because we've also really been looking forward to this, and it's a good thing that Eric's back, because obviously we'll start with our trivia section. Hello, Salty Devil.
Hello. Do you think your Salty Devil is a good egg?
Yeah. He is. He has to be. He's got a name that would suggest otherwise, but he's a good egg. Yeah, I think amongst our regulars, I doubt there are any bad eggs. I
don't know. I was a bad egg. So this is from open source repository that I'm working on professionally, and I had a bit of a misunderstanding of preprocessor directives when it comes to multi-targeting. And since we are in the multi-targeting context still, today is our episode 3 on Roslyn multi-targeting. I wanted to share this learning, or document my embarrassment, however you want to phrase it. So the type concurrent bag in system.collections.concurrent, which is essentially the concurrent version of a list, but it's not called concurrent list, because with list you also have an order. I can index into something. A bag, since it's concurrent, it doesn't really have an order. It's just items are in there or not. And there is a clear method similar to list.clear, but this hasn't been there forever. Since the beginning of the type. Actually, when was the type introduced? The type was introduced in .NET Standard 1.1, .NET Framework 4.0, and in .NET Core and .NET Forever. But there was an addition. The clear method didn't exist forever. This was added later. In .NET Standard 2.1 and also .NET Core 2.0 Plus. Now, what I assumed at some point is that this is essentially meaning if something is compatible with that target framework. So if we were targeting, let's say, .NET 8, or later, tomorrow, in 24 hours, we'll be targeting .NET 10. On .NET 10, of course, the clear method is available as well. And as a workaround for when we don't have the clear method available, we then set a new instance to clear it out. We're doing this in order to avoid some memory leak, because we have some cross references going on. So we need to ensure that we clear this directory when it goes out of scope. This directory, this instance. And yeah, clear is a bit more efficient than creating a new empty instance. So we want to, for performance reasons, want to do clear if it's available. But we were only doing on that standard 2.1. Well, we actually do some multi-targeting. And for this project, we multi-target, we target net standard 2.0, also 2.1. We target net framework 4.8, no, 4.6, I think 4.8. And all the modern .NETs that are currently in support. So net 8.0, net 9.0, and starting, or currently in a preview, and starting tomorrow then net 10. But if we were targeting any of the modern frameworks, if net standard 2 is actually false, so the fix, well, I'll come to the fix in just a bit. But to show this behavior, we have a little application here which calls into a library. Now this library is multi-targeted, net standard 2, net standard 2.1, and net framework .NET 9. So we have now the method. Oops, I'm giving the fix away.
No.
Because we prepared. Okay, there we go. So, so let's do the thing that I did before. If net standard 2.1 or greater, then return the string net standard 2.1 or greater. Otherwise, return else. And if we run this now on, let's say, net 4.8, .NET Framework 4.8 is not compatible with net standard 2.1. That's compatible with .NET Standard 2.0. So similarly, this clear method isn't available. And yeah, we get the else because we are not net standard 2.1 or greater. Now, if we switch to a modern net 9 and run this, we still get else. Although .NET 9 is compatible with net standard 2.1. So what we should have done, or what we're doing now with that fix in place, is actually, because when we jump to the documentation page, there's basically those four, how to phrase it, flavors of .NET. We have .NET Framework, where we have all the target frameworks, but also the same version again or greater. So if I'm targeting net framework, let me think. So if I'm targeting net framework for 8, then only this one will be set, but not net 4.7.2 and not 4.7.1 and so on. If I am using net 4.8 or greater, that means that the lower ones are set as well. So if I'm targeting net framework, does it make sense? So if I'm targeting net framework 4.8,
yeah,
from this column, we only get net 4.8. Net 4.7.2 will not be set. On the second column, if we target net 4.8, we essentially get all of them because it's the or greater version. Now, coming back to this example.
Counterintuitive though, right? Because you say or greater, so I'd expect 4.8.
Yes.
4.9.
Yes.
You know.
So if I'm targeting net 4.8,
yeah,
then net 4.8 is net 4.6 or greater. What it wouldn't be net 4.8.1 or greater. This would not be set if I'm targeting net 4.8. The net 4.8.1 or greater would only be set if I target net 4.8.1, or should it ever be released, net 4.8.2, and so on, because it needs to be that or greater. So that or greater, that means all of the below are available. So because if I'm targeting, let's go to this clear method.
Yeah.
So this clear method has been added in net core 2.0.
Yeah.
So if I'm targeting net 10, it's available because it has been added earlier. If I were targeting net core app 1.0, it's not available yet because that's in the past.
Okay, I got it. I was thinking.
Unless I mixed up the words a little. Perhaps I mixed up the words and explained it wrong.
Or perhaps you explained it right and I mixed up the words. We'll never know. We can watch the recording later. And if you missed any of our shows, no, I'll stop that.
Becoming our own biggest viewers just to check if I made mistakes.
Yeah.
So if we're targeting, let's say, net standard 2.0, then we will have everything from net standard 2.0 available, but also of earlier target frameworks, but not of later target frameworks. And same with .NET Core. If we say .NET Core app 2.0 or greater, this will be set if we're targeting net 9.0 or net 10.0 as well. But this will not be set if we're targeting something earlier, net Core app 1.0 or net Core app 1.1, where net Core app 2.0 or greater is not true. Does it make sense?
Yep.
And what I thought at some point in time is when we say net standard 2.1 or greater, that this means compatible with, where let's say .NET 9, if we target net 9, oops, I was making the same mistake. If we target net 9.0, that .NET 9.0 has everything that .NET Standard 2.1 has. So .NET 9.0 has the clear method. There it is, because it has been added in Core 2.0. And the .NET team is very, very careful to remove stuff. Usually stuff doesn't get removed. Usually stuff only gets added to. Very rarely. I think the only one that got removed recently was the, what's it called? Serializer, binary serializer. Because it has some inherent design, or not a design flaw, but it has a security flaw by design, and it was used in wrong contexts. So they removed it.
That would have been a great talk, but never mind. They removed it.
Now you can actually still bring it. I think have they actually removed the API? I think the implementation just froze. No, I think it's now actually removed as well. But they rarely actually remove APIs. So you can usually 99.9%. If you see it has been added in some version, it will be available on all the later versions as well.
Got it.
And so we should be able to use clear on net 9 as well. But we weren't actually using it because I was interpreting these wrong, because they're kind of fall into these three categories. Because what I would need to have done is not only net standard 2.1, but also net core app 2.0 or greater, which is this one. So I will be copying this, and what we should have done, or what I now fixed in this pull request that I was showing, saying if it is net core app 2.10 or greater, or net standard 2.1 or greater, maybe let's put this in here. And now when we target net 9, we no longer get else, but we now get this specific string that we declared. So if we were also wanting to support, let's say, the latest .NET framework, because something has been added in, let's say, .NET 4.8, we would also need to add the .NET framework thing here. If there was something that was added there, but it's available there, but not in earlier versions of .NET framework. This could get a little bit tedious. So what you could do is something called is target framework compatible with. So that's a bit of MS Build. Well, since we're also in the MS Build context, so we could define a property group, make it conditional with the. I need to find that because. Do I have the blog post here? No. That's this one. So we can say something like this is target framework compatible. So that's an MS Build function. I'm not sure in which MS Build version this got added, but it's on .NET. On the current .NET versions, it's available. And this is, I think, the the framework we want to test against. And this is the one. So basically, this is asking the question, is the left-hand side compatible with the right-hand side? So what we could have done, since we know .NET Standard 2.1 is including that, we could say .NET Standard 2.1. And is our current, since we do multi-targeting, well, we can use $target framework, not target frameworks, but target framework, because this is multi-targeted. And if we take a look at the MS build, this is actually fanning out the build that's called then into the inner build 3 times, one with .NET 9, one with .NET Standard, one with 9.0. And then we could define our own constant. Usually when you set your own property, you want to do something like this, where you define the property and then use the property again. So basically you override the property, but copy in what was defined before, because a property only has a single value, where items have multiple values. Because now we would override the existing value, but we don't want to override, we want to append to it. So we basically say use what was before and then add, and we could say something like is, now some custom name maybe, .NET Standard 2.1 compatible. What we could, just some custom name, and we could use that now. And this is now true for all the target frameworks that are compatible with .NET Standard 2.1. So in our case, whether we only have a simple statement. And if we now run our app in .NET 4.8, .NET Framework 4.8 is not compatible with .NET Standard 2.1. It is compatible with .NET Standard 2.0, but not compatible with .NET Standard 2.1. Therefore, we get a false. We run into the else. And if we're targeting something modern that actually is compatible, .NET 9, that is compatible with .NET Standard 2.1, now we get this thing. And I think that this is target framework compatible with is using the same logic as NuGet dependencies are resolved. So if you're looking at, let's say, some NuGet package, I'm losing here Microsoft extensions logging, that does multi-targeting in its libraries, I think the same logic applies. So if we use .NET Framework 4.8, we see which one is the best fit. Well, there is no .NET Framework 4.8. So which one is the best fit? In this case, it would be .NET 4.6.2.
Yeah.
If there was no .NET 4.6.2, then, and if we're targeting not .NET 4.8, now we would be selecting .NET Standard 2.0, because .NET Framework 4.8 is compatible with .NET Standard 2.0. If neither was available, I think we would get, I'm not sure if we get an error or a warning.
Yeah.
But something is now wrong, because .NET 8 and .NET 9 are not compatible with .NET Framework 4.8. So now this would be causing a warning or an error even. And at one time, you will definitely have problems if it even builds. So, and I think the same resolution of target framework compatibility is basically applied when we use this is target framework compatible with, to easily detect is, from a NuGet perspective, would the target framework that I'm targeting be compatible with the target that I'm setting here? And well, in our case, since we only have it in one place, we didn't do this extra MS build property constant. So we now just added this as well.
Nice.
And now the clear is used if it's available, and if it's not available, we fall back to the quitting a new instance.
Amazing.
And that's what I just learned today about multi-targeting.
Yeah, but well done. That must have been quite like a treasure hunt again, like where you have to read everything. You've read through this, you thought you understood, but you have to read it again and be like, did I understand it correctly, right?
Technically, yes. Effectively, not at all, because Rider is amazing.
There you
because
go.
when you do multi-targeting, let's see, let's go to our library, does multi-targeting. And if you're code in a library, you can click up here and select the target framework of the ones that are available. And you see it, and Rider is then resolving those constants as well. So I basically was clicking there and then saw, actually with the solution I had earlier, this one, I saw, okay, basically I looked at the code and I saw, wait a second, this is grayed out. Okay, mistake. So yes, but no.
Yes, but no. But if you've been to our last few episodes, we definitely did a treasure hunt type thing, right?
Oh yes.
We did really work very hard, but we didn't find the treasure. But fortunately, Stefan is a genius, and fortunately, I think he's gotten some good leads at least. So we're confident, right? We're pretty confident we can get it to work today, and we won't leave you hanging for another episode. But it's become I think very, I don't know, how do you say, like the what is it called? Like, like the excitement for it to finally be solved after, the 2 episodes?
A bit of a redemption.
Yeah.
Bit of a story arc redemption. Yeah. So I guess we started with we were naive and we can do MS Build easy.
Yeah.
Then we got then we got it's like the hero's journey, isn't it? Then you face your adversary and you lose dramatically, and then in the final act you come back stronger as ever.
And that's us today. The final act is upon us.
But also wiser, older, and somewhat broken.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm glad the trivia was helpful. Yes, so what are we building? Multi-targeting. Well, multi-targeting for .NET. Well, I thought it was easy, apparently. I'm still learning when it comes to that. But multi-targeting for Roslyn components, that's even harder. When we take, again, the look at the library we just took, .NET Logging Abstractions, this also contains source generators. Well, in particular, what do I search for? C# logging source gen, I suppose. That should be compile time. Yes. So what you can do is you can declare a partial method, a partial type and a partial method, put this attribute on top, and then a source generator will create the implementation for the fastest possible way to log this message. And it does the right thing under the hood. And this source generator is kicking in when you have the logger message attribute on a partial member that is in a partial type, is shipped via NuGet. And that's in this analyzers directory. So whenever you have any Roslyn components or any compiler extensions, which can be analyzers, they can be suppressors, which is the opposite of an analyzer. You can have generators that generate new code. You can also have refactorings. Well, I think the proper name is refactoring provider, which is basically offering you a little light bulb action where you can control Alt or Alt Enter on. And there's also code fixes or code fix providers, which is an Alt Enter experience that is based off of a analyzer, or more specifically, a diagnostic that an analyzer emits. For example, usually you have some letters before, let's say CA, and then a 4-digit or some number. So you have some ID. Every diagnostic has some ID, and off of this diagnostic ID, you can register a refactoring, a code fix, where a refactoring does not require a diagnostic. I like to say the refactoring is diagnostic agnostic. And I usually confuse myself more than it helps. And recently also learned you can also have completion providers. Which is basically when you type something dot and then it shows you, the IDE shows you some list of autocompletions. And you can hook into this as well. Or the IDE can understand completion providers to extend this autocompletion list. All of these so-called compiler extensions you can ship in a NuGet package when you put them in the analyzers directory. Because like the lib directory, those are runtime dependencies. So you need them at runtime because there is actually all of the logging. This is where the iLogger interface is declared and the log level enum is declared. So we need these at runtime. There's build and build transitive, which is used at build time, usually contains MS build logic. And then there is the analyzer, which contains compiler extension that then the C# compiler or the IDE, where you extend the C# compilation or the IDE experience to some degree. Yes. Then you put them into a .NET directory. And then, well, you could then, under .NET, you could have the C# directory. And then directly the DLL, which contains the analyzer, the generators, and so on. Or in between, if you want to do multi-targeting, in between, you can insert any of these directories. So that's Roslyn, major version, underscore, minor version. And then it depends, again, there is some similar resolution going on. Which one am I compatible with? And this now depends on the SDK, or more strictly the compiler version that I'm using. Let's go to, if you go to microsoft.codeanalysis.c#, which is basically the C# compiler. There is this link that I always like to use, which shows a bit the compatibility. So we see that, okay, this is not 100% complete, but, well, of course not complete because it's missing the latest one. But we see that, well, if we are using, let's see, for example, Roslyn 3.1 or Roslyn 3.11 would be the last release of .NET 5. This is the .NET 5.0.400 SDK. Because how is .NET shipped? There is usually, let's see, well, actually tomorrow. So, oops. How do I do a blackboard?
I don't know.
Not sure. Okay, let's do it here. When tomorrow .NET 10 is released, this will be the .NET 10.0.100 SDK. In a quarter, there will be .NET 10.0.200. Where in between, we may have some patch releases, 10.0.201 and .NET 10.0.202. But again, after a quarter, after .NET 10.0.2, there will be .NET 10.0.300. And again, after a quarter, there will be .NET 10.0.400, and maybe in between a .NET 10.0.401, a patch release. And then after another quarter, which means now another year has passed, we will get .NET 11.0.100. And the cycle continues. So we get these one, so the 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is usually 1, 2, 3, 4, indicating the quarter where it was released. So yeah, 1 is tomorrow. Then after a quarter, we get a feature. That's the called feature band. Then we get a feature band 2, feature band 3, feature band 4 after 4 quarters. And then what would be then the next year, then will be again the next major version of .NET. So every quarter, we get a new feature band release of the SDK, where we will also get a new version of the Roslyn compiler, of the .NET compiler. So this ships per feature band. We also get a new Roslyn version. So since we got here .NET 5 4 times, 3.11 was .NET 5.0.400. 4.0 is .NET 6.0.100. 4.4 is 7.0.100. So keeping these three in mind, 3.11 had only I source generators. Version 4.4 added I incremental generators. You have some performance advantages. We covered them in one episode. And Roslyn version 4.4 added something like 4 incremental generators. So it's 4 attribute with metadata name. Just some method that got added in 4.4, which is not available in 4.0. And the I incremental generators are available since 4.4, but not available in 3.11. So depending on the features that we want to use in our generator, we also may want to multi-target it. Well, not with the target framework, but with the compiler version available, because it depends now, does the compiler version contain these members and can we use them at build time? And this is why we can now do multi-targeting. I think this was added in .NET 6. We can now do multi-targeting with Roslyn components as well. And yeah, well, if I'm having, we currently have the .NET 9.0.400 something SDK. So the most compatible one will be, of course, 4.4, which will be selected. And if we had an earlier version, then depending on the earlier version, we would take the respective number. And yeah, so you can do, depending on the features available, you can multi-target to support older SDKs as well. Yeah, and this is where multi-targeting comes in. And yeah, getting this right to create this path correctly and also doing it with the correct versions, well, it's a bit tedious. Actually, let's take a look at how the .NET team is doing it. .NET Runtime GitHub. Let's take a look at the source code. Oops, because we will see exactly what was happening. We can go to source, then we can go to the libraries, because in the libraries we will have Microsoft.extensions.abstractions. No, we do not. Oh, there's a path, sorry. Abstractions, there we go. Now in abstractions, we have the source generator, and we see those different versions where the 3.11 version is using I source generator. The 4.0 version is using I incremental generator, because since Roslyn 4.0, I incremental generator is available. So they have several files, but also do some multi-targeting. You see this Roslyn 4_4. So they kind of do have a mix of having several files and also preprocessor directives. But they have one CS project per target framework. Excuse me, not target framework, but per Roslyn version. Which, well, if you have 3, that's, I guess, still manageable. But if you have more, then it gets kind of a bit messy. Because in .NET, you have this target frameworks where you can do super easily multi-targeting. But you don't have anything comparable with Roslyn. You kind of have to do it by hand and then say, actually, where do they apply the logic to put it into the correct directory? Not sure if I'm going to find that right away. Yeah, but somewhere there needs to be some logic to put this into the correct version. So to put this one into analyzer/.net/Roslyn 3.11/CS, and then put the DLL in here. And likewise for the 4.0 and 4.4 and so on. Okay. And yeah, we want to build a library or a build time dependency that helps with that and does that automatically.
Yeah.
And we went into a bit of a dead end.
Yep, we did. That's okay.
And so I suppose, actually, I haven't, we fixed it now in a different version. We will just use that and go on from there, because, well, this old version is also a bit messy because we tried a lot of things. Well, first, actually, let's take a look at how we intended the usage.
Yeah.
The usage we intended was you can set something called an analyzer reference. You define your project similar to a project reference, but yeah, it's not a project reference, it's analyzer reference that is then intended when you do a pack. It's moved into the correct directory, analyzers, and so on. We specify this one should be packed, and then specify the versions that we want to pack it for. But we never got it really right because when we built it, some types weren't. So definitely did something wrong with. We had some problems with restore.
Yeah.
And so what we first we wanted to basically we have this semicolon separated string that we want to check or extract the semantic versions out of, because those are used for the Roslyn versions. Because those Roslyn versions, they have this basically the version of the package. If we take a look at I'll close that page, Microsoft.codeanalysis.c#, which would be the C# version of the compiler. I have a typo. Then we see all of these versions. And we see 5.0, this is going to be .NET 10. And yes, so we want to extract this version. So we're going to do something with the with regex to extract the major and the minor version from it. Then we wanted to restore and build. Previously, we only had a build. But then, yeah, when we took a look at the package, but eventually we got them into the right package, also into the right path. Let's see if we actually have, or if we deleted the result package. Is there something in there? No, there isn't anymore. But the DLLs were in the right path, but they were all depending on the same version, whatever we declared first. So they were all 4.11. The other one that was in the because 4.11 should end up in the Roslyn 4.11 folder. And this DLL was indeed depending on 4.11 version of the compiler. But the DLL that ended up in Roslyn 4.3 was also depending on the 4.11 version of the compiler. So we had some problem with the restore. So we thought just adding a restore would fix the problem, but it hasn't really. And well, if we would have run it multiple times, in our case 2 times, because we declared it twice, it was working on the second try.
Yeah.
If we added a 4th version, it would have worked on the 3rd try. The problem is that you can't really do a restore and a build in one MS Build execution. I'm not sure if I'm summing this up correctly. I followed a lot of blog posts and GitHub discussions. But I think, well, what you need for the build eventually is invoking the Roslyn compiler. And all of those files that should be compiled are added to some MS Build properties and some MS Build item groups. The thing is, if you do it in one go, yes, the restore is correctly restoring the NuGet packages from, in our case, NuGet.org to disk. That is working correctly. But those MS Build properties are just not filled yet. So we do a build as if restore wouldn't have been executed, because those MS Build items weren't set and we didn't have the stuff available, and then the build failed. So essentially, what we had to do, I'm now replacing it with the version that is working. In German, we say, gut Ding hat Weile. It took us, when was our last stream? 1.5 months ago, 2 months ago? It took us that time to figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, we now put this regex. We now added some regex validation. So not only do we extract those versions, we also validate if it's a proper regex. not if it's proper regex, but if the semantic version that the user is adding is correct, then we now separated this into actually 3 targets, or into 3 invocations. We first get the information that we need. So this target is basically extracting this version string and is validating it. Then we do a restore separately without the build. And what also needs to be set, not only do we need to invoke the target restore, but also need to set is restoring true. This took way too long to figure out. And yeah, we forward, this is what we did before in the previous stream already. We forward the configuration, and we definitely want to build and restore for Net Framework, Net Standard 2.0 and so on. And then we do the build in a separate target invocation. And when we do it separately, when we say restore and is restoring true, and then in a separate invocation build, now all of those necessary items are properly filled with whatever restore needs to set. And now it works. And let's actually give that a try. Here's our test package. Well, we no longer have this. Or actually, let's move this down because we want to set it down here. And we want to build the analyzers project for these 4 target frameworks. And maybe let's also make it interesting. Let's mix them a little bit so they're not ascending or descending, but just in some random order. And maybe let's add 3.11 as well. 3.11.0. Okay, cool. Now we got 4 versions. And let's go into test package. Open this in the terminal. What I'll be doing in the just before is clearing the entire artifacts directory, just to ensure that nothing is that there is nothing there. We are basically doing an initial build. Nothing has happened yet, so that it works from the get-go. And now it should, if we say .NET Pack, should work.
Now it gets interesting. Drum roll.
It was. Oh. God. Yes. What is the problem here? That's actually good. That's a good error. Type or namespace name incremental generator not found. Well, if we build for .NET 3.11.0, yes, it's not there yet. So of course, the analyzer, there it is. Yeah, we don't have a version to also support iSource generator. What we could do is also do some multi-targeting and support an iSource generator, but maybe let's not do that for now. Let's remove that version again. I'm going to do these 3 again. Let's kill our artifacts directory so that we start really fresh build. Nothing is there. So we just checked out the repository, and all we want to do is a .NET Pack. That would be embarrassing if it doesn't work now. Succeeded. Succeeded. Good.
Yes.
We get some null warnings, but I think we did some suppressions there. Now there's a package. Cool. Okay. Yes. Let me open this in the MS Build Struct. Oh no, that's actually a NuGet package. So with the NuGet package preview, just opening it now. And now if we extract analyzers, okay, cool. So there are. Oh, it's zooming in super slowly. The 4 versions, and 4.0 should be depending on compiler version 4.0, 4.11, 4.3, and so on. And let's see if it's actually true. We double-click the 4.0, and we see that's code analysis 4.0 and code analysis C# 4.0. And of course, net standard 2.0, because it needs to be net standard 2.0. That looks good. 4.11 is indeed 4.11.
Yes.
And still net standard 2.0. And likewise, 4.3 should also be 4.3. And it works.
Amazing.
So we actually could now publish this as a NuGet package that we are going to call, we have a repository already, that we are going to call flashover.codeanalysis.build. But we first need to do some testing. And from the last episode, we also were left with a couple of to-dos. Because the only thing we currently support is C#. Well, to be fair, I can imagine the 90% use case, maybe the 95%, maybe even today, the 99.9% use case. But for completion, maybe we also want to support VB. So wouldn't it be cool if we could also be setting not only the Roslyn versions, but maybe also the Roslyn languages, where we can set CS and maybe also VB or not VB. And it would be cool if that would be working.
Yeah.
But let's see our current tests. We got some pack tests. Well, those are also not exactly where we left off. We added a little bit to there. So basically what we're doing, we are invoking .NET Pack on that project. We then try to understand when it has finished and so on. Then we want to extract, this was exactly the location where I was extracting the package. So we're then looking for this NuGet package here. Well, it should exist. We know actually, well, this is here, this new package file. This is actually just a zip file. So we can go ahead and extract it. And then we see those. There is also a little bit more. There is some metadata here as well. There is a new spec file. There is some wells that I always forget what they are. And there is the analyzers.net and this entire folder structure that we saw. So we could now extract this NuGet package. Yes, this zip file essentially, go into this expected directories and load these DLLs. So this is what we then are trying to do. We read the zip archive. We get all of the entries that start with analyzers and end with DLL. So we get all the DLLs. We expect 2. Well, actually, we should update the test because we are currently expecting 3. So we have these 3 versions. So this should be 4.0. Actually, there's ordering, right? We need to 4.0 first, 1, 3, something like this. 0, 1, 2. And the last one will be version like so. Oh yeah, what we forgot to mention, what we also want to set are preprocessor directives so that you actually can do, similar to the preprocessor directive we showed with library code. If we jump to our generator, we can actually say something like, hey, if this processor directive is declared, then use that. And if it's 3.4, do that. If it's 4.11, do that, and so on. Maybe we also want to add a 4.0 because we just added that case. And yeah, so we basically want to then check if the generator is actually putting this out respectively. And let's see if it actually does. So we have on index 0 will be 4.0.1 and Roslyn 4.0. Then we have, oops, why did I remove this actually? Let's move that down. 1.0.2, this will be 0.1, I think. And yeah, actually we now expect 3 analyzer DLLs. Let's see if the test is still passing. It's not. Oh, that's the regex. Okay, I did something wrong with the regex, but oh, there it is. Does not contain. Well, maybe there is.
Maybe we moved the assertions wrong. No, we didn't.
Let's debug. Maybe the order isn't quite as we expect it to be.
Oh, but contains. Doesn't care about order, right?
We actually do
here.
Here's some indexing.
Yeah.
Evaluate. So, okay, yes. So 4.3, 4.11, 4.0.
Come on. Okay.
3.11, 0. 1, 2, 3. 3.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, actually, down here it doesn't. Oh, 0, 1, 2. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
That's bad. Indexing. Yes. And let's order these as well. Like so. Cool. Okay. Let's see if this is now better. And it succeeds.
Yay! Nice.
Because we not only, we see that the path is correct, we also call in this method where we pass in again the major, the minor, and the patch version. And also this preprocessor directive, this preprocessor constant that is defined. So we actually then open this archive, so we get a stream, but this is some compressed stream. So we need to uncompress this stream. We uncompress it just to a memory stream. Now we can use this memory stream to create a metadata reference, because what we want to check is if the DLL, what we showed earlier, and basically just now checking it with Roslyn itself. Wait a second. There it is. Yes, this one. So we want to assert that indeed 4.0 depends on Roslyn 4.0. So we want to check those referenced assemblies, if these are correct. In order to do that, we need to create this metadata reference. So we then create our own C# compilation that has this analyzer DLL as a dependency, which we can then check if this referenced assembly actually are the ones that we expect. And we expect, net standard to always be 2.0, Microsoft.code analysis to be the major minor version, and Codeassist C# to be the respective major minor version.
Okay.
So this is the first assertion. The second assertion is this preprocessor constant. In order to do that, we need to get the type of the analyzer or of the source generator, create a new instance, and feed it to the source generator runner. So we're basically creating the type. We basically do what Roslyn would do. When I load an analyzer, I need to feed it into the compilation pipeline, and this is basically what we do manually. So we try to find, we go through the namespaces.
Yeah.
Then we try to find that source generator type. There should be only one. We then create ourselves an assembly load context. We do that. You can load an assembly into the current domain. The problem is you can't really unload it again.
Oh.
For that, in .NET Core, I'm not sure, 2 or something, or 3, an assembly load context was added, from which you can, in an isolated fashion, load an assembly and also unload it again. Because you can't load the same assembly in the same domain or in the same assembly load context twice with different versions. This is basically what we're doing, because we are loading our analyzer in, this test now in 3 different versions. So we're creating an assembly load context to have all of these tests individual, isolated from each other. We get the exported types. Yeah, you see my naming is super creative. I was experimenting here a lot. Exported types. was exploring all of that. We only have one type exported. That's the public source generator. We know this is an incremental generator. We then assert if it is indeed. And then we can feed an instance of this type into the generator driver. And with the generator driver, we can now run this generator that we just created an instance from, get the result, and assert that indeed this source code was generated. And if we jump back to the generator, we see this is what it should create. It should create auto-generated, like the default language version, which in our case will be C#13. and then the respective preprocessor compiled thing, which should be now per assembly version, per generator version differently. And yeah, this is basically this constant that we feed in. So we actually get this respective strings, and this test is passing as well. So we indeed now can multi-target C# components. The question is, I'm going to be a bit nasty here and do a bit of copy-paste, but maybe it's not, how is this called? There is try, don't repeat yourself, but the other one is avoid hasty abstractions. Aha. It's called aha, to avoid hasty abstractions.
Yes, abstraction.
So maybe the copy-paste is actually not a duplication, but two different concerns. But yeah, let's not think about it too much. So let's say, oops. Uh-oh.
That's the blackboard. There you go.
Oh, I switched to a new desktop. Damn it. I do not know how to switch back. There we go. Third Roslyn C#.
Yep.
Now let's also do assert Roslyn Visual Basic. And let's see how far we get. So I guess what we maybe we will extract these into two. We could say C# and Visual Basic. But the difference is that these entries should contain CS, or actually /CS, and the Visual Basic ones, they should contain /VB. Because if we jump to the original issue, this one, this is basically the pattern where we have analyzers /.net /Roslyn with the version /CS or VB. So depending if we're having a C# compilation or a C# project or VB compilation, VB project, then to select the correct DLL. And this should have been renamed to C#. And now would you mind doing these assertions for Visual Basic as well?
Yeah. Let me follow you. Yes. So these assertions for Visual Basic as well. Can I?
Yes.
So I can copy paste them and do them. Visual Basic.
I would do that. Yeah. Then we called them analyzer assemblies Visual Basic.
Visual Basic. And do I just do that?
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh, did we just interject each other?
Yeah, this was not my copy paste errors. This was interjection on Code With Me. I just need to get that straight.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I believe we now have a failing test because this will be actually 0 and not 3, so this should fail dramatically. Yeah, expected corrections are the 3, but actually 4. Maybe let's also add some, because we can add here a bit of a reason so that we know what exactly failed. Let's say C# here, or let's write it out. C# DLLs, and here Visual Basic DLLs. So if we run this, we should see Visual Basic in here just to confirm that it's nothing else wrong. Yes, analyze the Visual Basic DLLs. Oh, damn it. Now we need to fix it in MS Build. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I was naive. Let's see if we can.
How hard can it be?
Well, consider maybe we now need another month for it.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have it done by Christmas.
So we want to. Ooh, this is a bit of a fan out, right? So this could be. Let's see if we quickly get this done. Otherwise, we do some cheating. Because we not only separate by Roslyn versions, we also want to separate by language. Roslyn languages. We do this separation. We have this one task we call get Roslyn component project information, where we feed in the Roslyn versions. So what we need to feed in now as well is the Roslyn language. Roslyn language. Can I type languages?
Yep.
And we need to get this for the analyzer project as well. So here, yes, this should be actually contained. Yes. And now in this task, yeah, we basically split the Roslyn versions into separate data, but we need to basically duplicate. Oh, this could be tricky because, yeah, what we do here is we create, we split it by semicolon. We then, well, we create this Roslyn, we basically create this directory that we use for the NuGet package, but also the constant. We also do some validation if error information. So if we have some errors, we actually produce an error. If these are not is semantic version. I totally forgot why we did this. Yeah, well, we need it. And then, we extract this data and we extract the, how is this fanned out? We have the Roslyn component information and then include that. So can we, because now we need to add basically the language version to that as well.
Yeah, and on top of it, so like, right, because so first we need to get the language versions, separate them by comma or semicolon, right?
Yes.
And then
add it actually here. So we have the Roslyn package version, but also the Roslyn.
Somehow persist them as well, like in a variable or something like that again.
Yeah.
And then for each of those, do what we did before.
Language.
So how hard can it be? Good times.
So yes, I guess let's start with the one that you mentioned. So we want to split the Roslyn languages also by semicolon, if there are some.
Yeah.
Which will be then the Roslyn languages information. Okay. And then
component.
This is then, I wonder if the because this is using, how is this called again? This is using batching. But I don't think we can actually, because currently we create one of these information items per version that we split. But then we need to basically have a bit of a, because currently, well, we feed in 3 languages, so we get 3 items. But now we also feed in two languages, so we should get 6 items. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Question is how? Damn it, we need another month.
No, we can do this. We're just gonna do a little bit of trial and error. That's just gonna be how it is.
So we could. I'm not sure if we could say something like basically define return version again. I'm not sure if this works. Include, oops. And then use the split. Okay, well, not only do we split it here, we also need to basically do something similar like here, I suppose. We need to do Roslyn component information. So the Roslyn. Oh, wait a second. Maybe we can do it on this level already. Maybe we can set, maybe leave that. And we say, define this Roslyn component
with a
tag again, and don't say, basically say this one. Not sure if this is kind of additive, if this works. And now I know where this is semantic version is coming from.
Yeah.
It's basically just a check against the regex pattern.
Okay.
So I guess we should now check
the
something.
Identity is matching with the regex.
So we could now basically check here. We need to do a conditional. Is this Roslyn version? If it's CS or VB, because it must be CS or VB. We can't. If it's anything else, we should have an error. So how do we do that? Can we say if, something with identity indeed. If we, can we just say if identity equals to, no, I'm not sure. This is then just a string, right? This isn't resolved. Does it need to be a condition? Maybe we could do something like condition.
Yep.
Maybe we set it to false. But then conditionally, if the identity is CS, then it's true. And if the identity is VB, it's also true.
But does it get resolved in the?
I'm not sure. And we set the Roslyn component version directory, Roslyn component language directory, which also would be just the identity because it's VB, or we don't really change anything about that. And
yeah,
we could have some more error informations.
Yeah.
Maybe let's rename this into error version information and error language. Where is thank you. No, actually, that's not is was in version. That's is was in language.
Oh, that's true.
And if it's not, actually, we only check without metadata true. So I guess we don't need that actually. We just need these two. And then also have some error in here. Okay, this may break everything, but let's find out. Information. Okay, cool. And then we may be able to say Roslyn language is that maybe. So let's create a message as well, where we say the importance is high, and the text is, does this work? Fragezeichen, question mark, and we get the identity. Yeah, identity may be bad here, because the identity is a combination. Because the identity currently is this Roslyn info. This may not work. Yeah, because the identity must be unique, but now we have the version 4.3 two times, one with CS and one with VB, so I guess this won't work, but let's see. And maybe let's print the language and the version directory. And let's see what we get.
Yep.
Damn it, we need another month.
No.
Let's turn the item 431 in item list does not define an information of metadata Roslyn component language directory. I guess, do you have some typo, I suppose?
Yeah.
Line 47, 74.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the entire thing.
Oh. What did it not find? The
item 431 in item list Roslyn component information does not define a value for metadata Roslyn component language directory. Roslyn component language directory. I'm trying to find the perpetrator if I remove this. Oops. No, still doesn't work. Where is the perpetrator? Languages. Force V1. That is the language, the version we pass in.
Yeah.
In the item list, yes. Does not define a value for metadata Roslyn component language directory. Okay, so I guess this doesn't seem to work. Because I believe of what it's identity, because that's the different identity. Maybe what we need to do is to invoke. Do we maybe need to invoke another target? Maybe. I'll revert this.
Yeah.
Okay. Copy again from the original.
You came prepared. So, that's good. But, yeah.
No, go on.
Yeah, I don't know, but like it wouldn't make sense to just play around with those expressions and make sure that this identity resolves before we compare it to CS or VB, right? Because from the error message, it seems like it's something more something different, right? Like the whole
I think the problem is actually related to this identity thing that you mentioned. If we create a new target, and I'll call it 2 to confuse. Maybe this target now could do the language thing. So here we now do everything. So we can pass in the, wait a second, because we can pass in something to a target, yes. So actually, how can we pass something to a target? Because when we say target, we do, oh no, we can only set projects. Can we can't really pass anything to a target other than projects, right? Oh, well, we can set properties, yeah. Oh, would we need to pass through all the properties we need? So we basically what we just extracted, pass them through and then return. But this may be a bit of pain because we have quite some.
I mean, a bit of pain is fine. So, sorry, are you saying we have two targets, like one Visual Basic, one C#? No.
Ooh, no, I haven't thought about that. No, because we have this one target that basically extracts the version information, and then we have another target that extracts the language information.
But maybe, yeah.
It'd be cool to do it in one, but I think we may run into problems with the identity, unless there is. Wait a second. There is something called create property, isn't there? Because I'm using this somewhere. Something with create item. I need to, let's go ms build create item task.
Yep.
What was this again? Populates item collections with the input items. This allows items to be copied from one list to another. Well, isn't this something that we want to do to some degree and then add something new? Yeah. Specifies the items to include.
Yeah, we want to copy the different versions to the different languages, right? Yeah.
So we set something like additional metadata and make it conditional. Maybe this works. If we, damn it, now can I revert it back? No, actually, let's.
Back to what? Oh, back to.
No, it will get way too confusing. So, okay, start fresh.
Yeah,
or with
let's
the working version. And we now want to this component information thing. We also want to pass in the Roslyn languages. Cool. Oops.
Yeah.
Now, in this target, we do the same with the Roslyn languages. Okay, we split them into the Roslyn language information.
Yep.
Then we do the thing.
Yep.
And then, let's see if that works. We say create item. Need to check on the docs again. Maybe let's just copy the snippet. We are in a target, so yes. So we create an item. We include, maybe we can just override it. Not sure if that works, but let's see. If we include this information and set the output to that same data. Not sure if that works, but let's give it a try. And make this thing conditional. If VB is set. Question is, how can we check with MS Build if something is contained? Contains item, something like that. MS Build property. we get some feedback. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat actually for a while. Roslyn language information naming. Yeah, the names are. I regret earlier namings. It kind of gets verbose.
Then
property functions, something like that. No, that's not the thing I was looking for.
But does it ring a bell? Didn't we have this somewhere to contain something? No.
Yeah, there was something like if something contains metadata. So we have the with or without metadata value. But maybe there's something similar. Are those MS build item functions? Combine, count, direct name, distinctive case exists. No, filters a set of items. Those actually exist on disk. There's a file. There's a path check. Reverse, and those are metadata functions.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, actually, yes, there is. Well, we could do something with string.contains maybe. Actually, in here, maybe we can use a string contains method. If we say condition Roslyn languages dot, is it contain or contains a function on string?
Contains.
It contains CS. And if it does, we add additional metadata where we set Roslyn language CS. Then do the same again for VB. No idea if that works. VB. And let's check if we can do a message. And we print out identity. Wait a second. No, I don't think. Now let's find out.
Why? You're not very confident.
Because you have the same identity.
As what?
But maybe we don't need to. Maybe we need to change that identity. That identity, I think, is a problem. But I don't know how to add to change the identity.
Why is the identity a problem?
Because we still have only the language version as an identity, so there can only be one 4.3 and not a 4.3 with CS and 4.3 with VB, I think. Roslyn language, let's see what this does. Do we get any of this? There's a lot of output. Does this work?
Oh.
Maybe it does. Okay, cool. Okay, but now we have.
We get it 3 times.
Maybe it does work. Yeah, now we don't have the. Damn it. Damn it. Yes, it's almost. Okay, now we have it. Okay, I thought we don't get it at all, but now we get it too much. Okay,
wow.
Cool.
Okay. Well, is it a problem if we learn too much? We don't have to do anything with the first
Yeah,
3,
because
right? We can just have them there.
And then ignore them if they don't have a language.
Ignore them. Yeah.
It would be neat to.
But what does it come from? Yep.
Maybe we can say include.
Yep.
All of these, but without basically what we do up here, and we say without metadata. So if it doesn't have this metadata, there is only a without metadata value. Has metadata. Okay, well, if it has, yes, that's good. Has metadata. So we set the return information to all of these that has the metadata of Roslyn language. And if it doesn't, ignore, maybe, hopefully. I'm actually not sure where these are coming from, but... Oh, no.
Oh.
Return information task force. Oh, so it's an item group. Yes. Item group. Did it already, right? Oh, no.
No.
Maybe it doesn't, maybe this overriding doesn't work. So what if we call this return information 2? And then we return information 2. Or we call it, well, naming, but okay. Maybe let's call it return information. No,
2.
Let's call this return information. Otherwise it gets really confusing and because the other one, no. Final. This is the usual name. That's final. Final 2, final 3. Okay. Naming in this episode should not be anything you learn.
Yep.
And this just maybe, oops, not the tests, but this one.
What? That's fun. Interesting.
Now we get. Oh, yes, because the message is wrong. Return information final. Return information final. So we're mixing them up poorly. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
That's cool.
So we now should have the Roslyn language available. So when you now go to the actual pack target pack, we should now, we build, and we then, when we set the item group, where do we set this path? Oh, that's confusing. We pass in, there we go. So we set in the Roslyn component patch. Here we say CS. This now should be technically the Roslyn language version, so I hope. But I already have a good feeling about this. Let's maybe get another message here. Packing. And we just check all of this data. Let's see what we get. How do you call it? Packing. Okay.
That looks almost right.
That looks surprisingly all right.
Yeah.
I don't like it though. It shouldn't be. I don't know how it works. No, it seems to. It looks good. Okay.
Is it so?
Good.
Oh, is this the right way around to have like the Roslyn version and then the language? Or should it be like the other way around? Okay.
Let's see.
No, if it's the right version, then the right
so it should be. Let's copy this
order.
here.
Then it's really good.
Can we do like a search here? So it should be okay. I'm pasting this into just in here. So the below one is how it should be, and the above one how it is. So we have analyzers /.net, Roslyn with the version, then CS, and then should be the DLL. So it looks good.
Oh, perfect.
And then, okay, but we set the Roslyn component package subdirectory. Yes. Could this? Wait a second. So we packed it.
Yeah.
What does the pack look like? Could this? I don't know. No. We need another month. This can't just work. Well, artifacts package.
Yep.
Oh, scheiße. This looks all right. Okay.
This is really good.
Okay. The version is okay. Well, yes, but that's totally on. Ooh.
Oh, what's the problem?
It's gonna be tricky. We need to, depending on the language version, we need to use a different.
Yeah.
This is gonna be tricky. But how do we can't really override. Well, what we can do is we can definitely override. This is what we do. Well, we should be overriding the language version or the version, but we can't really define the packages that are used. Maybe this is what the user needs to do.
Yeah.
Or can we actually replace them? No, if we go to our analyzer project. Oh, this is where all this before. Yes. Okay, this is where all this befores come from. Did some testing there. Let's get rid of all this testing stuff. It's just adding a lot of noise. There we go. Cool. Because the user is defining. Actually, we don't need this anymore either, do we? Bloop. Just some default version.
Yep.
But what about Visual B? Well, we then override this version. Because actually, this is also what we do in the target. In the target, we at the bottom then basically override it with the Roslyn version. Maybe we need to. I'm wondering if we should be replacing them. But you kind of otherwise. No, it's the version. You kind of need to. This. Maybe. What I'm not sure now is it cool to have a C# and a Visual Basic version in the same project? Or should this actually really be two different projects? This is what I'm thinking about now. So if we should rather separate it by project, so we have a. Do you know what I mean?
No.
I'm now wondering how the code analysis in Visual or in .NET is doing that. So there's something like the Roslyn, there's analyzers, and well, there is a core analyzers. Or they don't have a C# project, they do a shared project. And they use, yeah, and okay, the shared one is using common. If I'm getting that right, then there is a C# version.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm definitely not getting that right. But there's a lot of code sharing going on, so I'm not sure if we can find that out easily. Extension. So I'm wondering if it's really a use, and I've actually built a Roslyn, a Visual Basic component. So I'm wondering if this should be two different projects actually. You can have a shared one and a C# version and a VB version of it. And then you need to set it yourself.
Doing right now? What?
Yes, but the dependencies is, yes, but we would need to exchange the dependencies, not just updating the version to be correct, but also change from C# to Visual Basic. But that just doesn't work because now we have Visual Basic types and no longer C# types, so it won't compile. So I'm not really sure if this is a great development experience as well. So maybe this just should be separate versions, separate projects, and then you specify if this is a C# project or a Visual Basic project. And if it's none, yes. So maybe that's the. So maybe.
Yep.
The correct way to do this is instead say this is C#. And one then has a separate one that is Visual Basic. And if it's neither, if it's a common shared one, maybe then it should be not in the C# or in the Visual Basic directory, but in the root already. This is actually what I'm not sure about. So we would be declaring not the version, but the language, and then the user could then have a separate project saying this is my analyzers VB or something, and then specify, okay, this is the VB version. And maybe, okay, then there is also like a common version that applies to either common that doesn't set the language version and therefore is not in the CS directory. If that is correct, which I'm not entirely certain, but it may be. Because I think if we go back to the, I'm not entirely sure. I think you kind of need the .NET.
Yep.
But the CSVB may be just optional. I'm wondering if this issue is mentioning it. Not sure because one of these issues is about the inside both. When a package contains analyzers assets both inside a Roslyn version folder and outside, directly under analyzer.NET CS, both assets will be selected. Ooh, okay. So if we had this DLL also like in here, CS, so one that doesn't have a version, this would be, this is now a problem because now both are loaded. But it doesn't really mention the rules at both assets inside and outside the language folders if present. Oops.
Wow.
Not sure what I clicked. Also, I clicked I selected something and then hit search, I guess. Wants to express a component that should be used when none of the versions applied. So I'm wondering if we actually shouldn't, if we shouldn't do that. If we just say that CS or Visual Basic, and then it's a separate project. This may be the correct thing to do, I think.
Okay.
But I suppose we would need to, but I'm not sure if it's actually valid to have something in a directory called analyzers.net, Roslyn, and then directly here, not CSVB, and this would be then the /common.dll or something. I'm not entirely certain if that's valid. So I'm hoping to find some project. There is the Roslyn Analyzers project. I'm hoping .NET Code Analysis. I'm hoping there is an example of that. Because you can, the .NET SDK includes a bunch of diagnostics, really a lot actually. Some of them are enabled by default. Some of them you need to enable yourself, like setting all, for example. And we got toast to it.
Welcome.
It's in the oven already.
I know it's in the oven. That's exciting.
Thanks for joining. This is lightening our mood because we're getting into a bit of a, interesting situation again. Well, those rules, they are included since .NET 5, I think, in the SDK, or .NET 7. But in earlier versions, you kind of need to include them. You can include them in earlier versions via a package as well. I'm not trying to find out what the name of that package is and if we can see it in there. Install the 2 decouple rule updates from the SDK updates. Cool, okay. So this may be this package. This has been moved. Or other, okay. Well, the package name should still remain. Yes. Okay. Let's go to the this candidate. Why not? Let's take a look at this package and how this is shaped. Analyzers.net. Yes, they do it. They do it. Woohoo! So this is, there's analyzers.net.
Yeah.
There is no versioning, and there is also no CS. Well, this CS is actually a. Is this a language? Oh, no, there it is. Okay, cool. So there is there is like resources that are localized. Then there is a CS directory that contains the C# versions of it. And this should have some dependency to Microsoft Accountancy C#. Yes, and also C# workspaces. Cool. Then you have a VB directory, what we would expect, that has some dependencies to Microsoft Visual Basic and so on. Yes. And those DLLs outside, they don't have any language. It just says code analysis, workspaces. Okay. So it's I guess I would say this should be done separate projects.
Yeah.
Because I think they are doing the same thing, Microsoft. So also from a development experience, it would be cool. Yeah, it could get messy. So I suppose if we simplify the use case and say instead, well, actually, let's have those 3 use cases. And then let's write a test for it. And then I think we are good to publish this thing. Let's create a new project called analyzers. I call this now common. So just to leave the current stuff as it is, the common one should be now agnostic.
Yep.
And we create a Visual Basic version of it. Now let's go to let's copy this CS project. The common will be, well, oops, without any of the C#. And the Visual Basic one will be, well, instead with Visual Basic. Yes. All right. Cool. Now we just need to get it to compile. Let's also create the source generator here. Wait a second. Can a source generator be language agnostic? Well, I guess then it should apply to both, right? Source generator. But this one is now, yeah, this doesn't really have a language version. So this should be language agnostic. And we call this generated.common.cs. Because that one, oh yes, because this is C# and additional languages. Visual Basic, we kind of need to do both.
Yeah.
You're laughing?
Actually, yeah. I think I just remember that Toast Turret doesn't really think Visual Basic is worth the time. So actually, you've joined just at the right time, because I think, yeah, we're in Visual Basic land and have been for like 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Right? I remember correctly, right?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Sorry.
Whereas to be fair, it's like not really used these days anymore for new stuff. But I want to be a bit of a completionist. So we no longer have C#, we now have Visual Basic for the Visual Basic version of it. This is targeting Visual Basic.
Yeah.
And yeah. And this will be in generated.visualbasic.g.cs. Cool.
And it doesn't really like the namespace.
No, that's just some warnings. Oh yeah, because this should be, you're correct. But I'll keep that so that we can load the same name agnostically. Sure. Maybe this makes testing easier for now. But you're right, it's a warning we'll fix later, but just to get it working. And now in the package, we could say, make the common one. Let's copy this thing again. I'm not sure what I wrote there poorly. .common. This one is language agnostic. This one is C#, and this one is going to be VB. And this will be quite cool. Yes. And the question is, do we do this correctly now in our build logic? I have the feeling not really. Because if we, so we only set a singular language version. That means in our extract version, well, first of all, did we change the name already? This is now Roslyn language, no longer Roslyn languages. So we need to pass Roslyn language down to this extraction component, which will be now, yeah, there is nothing we need to split anymore. We just need to say, well, this no longer contains, this now equals. Actually, it should be way easier when we say if Roslyn language is CS. Then we set the Roslyn language to CS and add this, basically forward it, just that we route it through. And we do the same with, oops, the one below as well, but this time if the language is VB. Cool. And then we set VB. So we should now have the version, but we don't do this. We don't do this filtering, this final anymore. It was a hack anyway, right? So now we should get kind of both.
Yep.
Let's see how far we get with that. Wait. Okay. Well, we get to some. So we get some.
Oof.
Okay, maybe we should print out the path as well, because currently it's quite confusing. The project name, where do we have that? This one. Or maybe just the project name. This will be a bit shorter. And we get, okay, cool. So we get analyzers for this NC. Why is this still? Yeah, we get a little bit too much, because these shouldn't exist, right?
Yep.
Common is good.
Yep.
These shouldn't exist.
These shouldn't exist.
What
okay, but we had that before.
Are we adding something there? No, we're not, because we are not. We had that. Oh yes, we had that before, right? And then we filtered it out. But we're no longer splitting. We're no longer splitting by. Oh, right, because they don't. Yes, you're right. You're right. So we still need to. Yes. That's gonna be tricky. Because we would need to.
Yep.
I'm not sure.
So
yeah, because we just add, yes. So we need to add the common. The common is good. It's common.
Common is good.
But we need to remove, if it is C#, we need to remove it. But then we need additional items. That's kind of, can we just remove? Can we remove items? Yes, but based on identity? No.
But I just don't really understand how they got created in the first place.
You know what? I think, yes. So we have we have this return information. Basically, we just add to the existing one.
Yep.
Maybe we create a new one. After all. So let's go back to the final one. So maybe
yes.
If we say we add to the final one. Oh, there it still says final. This is why it then caused errors. So if we run this, now I assume VB and CS and VB is good, but the common is not.
That's good, but the common is not. But hey.
So we could now say, and then just add it as well. If the language version is empty, then we don't add any additional metadata. We just include these items. No, wait a second. Would this include? This would include all of them, right? But that's good, isn't it? Should be.
Try. Ta-da!
And now we have, cool. CS, nada, VB.
Easy.
Okay. Easy. So we now should have that was the language available. So when we come to we don't need this for build or anything. Well, actually, we need to do more here, but we come to that later. We now need to, when we pack it, here's the pack. Do we still do the right thing with the version? Not necessarily, because it now depends on, we do set, we do set, well, we have a slab. Maybe this just works because it's empty, but I don't like it too much. I would rather have it kind of be explicit. Because we do set, we just append, we have another slash. Because if this was empty, it would be // so that's kind of not so cool. So maybe we just create another item here, and we make it conditional. And say, Oi, can we do that? Maybe we do. Maybe we do 3. Actually, let's format it once and then copy it because it's a bit too much for the Zoom level. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, and then again do item functions. Maybe that works with item functions. Where we say, oh, way too many tabs. This, where we say if it with metadata.
Yep.
So we include here the items with metadata value where actually we can then distinctly say CS here, where the Roslyn language is CS.
Yep.
For when it's VB with, I'll copy this, VB. And if it, how can we do the opposite without metadata?
Without metadata.
Yeah, but there is only without metadata value. We also check the value.
Oh.
I'm not sure how to check 2 because we need to, if it's not CS then no VB. Well, we can check the ones that has the, we would need without metadata or
maybe
doesn't have metadata.
Can we do metadata is null, like the one below? No.
If it's empty. No. But if it's not empty, it's not set. Maybe it works with empty. Is this?
But is this again metadata value, right?
Yes. And maybe if we say metadata value is empty.
Oh.
And then we say no. Not
nothing.
Sure.
Yeah,
no idea if that works. Unable to find package Microsoft Code on this workspaces. No package exists with this ID. Oi, okay. So that's already failing here. Oh, because I think that's .common. And that's .common as well.
Okay.
That would be the proper package name. Because Microsoft.code analysis, I think that's a meta package, which includes everything by including C# workspaces and Visual Basic workspaces, which now includes the C# and Visual Basic package and the common package and so on and so forth. So then the proper common one is just codeanalysis.common. And there should also be, yes, that's not common.workspaces, that's workspaces.common. Okay, so that's the other way around. Now this should be good. It was actually our build failing, so it's good that those build errors get the type of names with C# does not exist in the namespace code analysis. Well, this is now a build problem. Yes, because in common we don't have C#. That makes sense. There is just, yes. So maybe we should check if this project generally compiles.
Yeah.
But at least, well, when we do the pack, we get those errors nicely forwarded. So this kind of works as well. And do. And stuff happened.
Yep.
This is just the old version. Closing down some windows. Let's do the same trick. Let's delete everything from the artifacts directory. And let's go again. And let's see if stuff appears as we intend it to be. I'm doing not too much zooming now because, well, okay, this kind of looks... Why is the common... The common shouldn't be... Oh! Something's wrong.
Yeah. This is wrong.
This is wrong. Yes, this is wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
So the common one, now all of the... There are just no languages anymore. We kind of removed... evaporate all of them.
Nice.
Got a little bit too greedy. Let's see. We are already on time. Let's see if we can get it done in a little bit of overtime. Not too much though. I think that setup kind of looks all right. We have the C#, Visual Basic, so that should be good. So where is the problem? Is it just when you do the packing? Let's see what we got, because we have here the
conditions.
Well, does this work? Does this work? That looks all right. We don't have the language version for the... Yes. When we say the packing output or the message, we have... See it.
It's the wrong...
Well, it looks actually all right, doesn't it? Well, maybe we should include the language version as well, packing.
But should we have the language folders first?
Shouldn't we have the language folders first?
Isn't that what you showed, where we had like languages and then inside?
Oh, no, I think they are... I forgot already. Well, we have a comment somewhere, don't we? There we go. So it should be...
Oh, okay. Then I misunderstood you before because... Yeah, never mind.
And I believe that looks fine, right? So we have analyzers.
Yeah.
.NET, then the version. CS. Cool. And well, if order persists, we do have the... where's the message? This message. Do we also have the... MS Build project name available? So we have analyzers in C#. Looks good. We have common without the directory, and we have Visual Basic with VB. So that looks all right. But okay, apparently with this create item, this does not work as expected. Because if we now go down, oh yeah, we actually have packable analyzers. Let's see what this one is doing. Oh, we don't see that output. Oh, because I marked it as normal. Let's make this high. So we should see what we pack these into. Yes, all the versions are gone. So they kind of don't survive this create item logic. Okay, that's wrong. And I wonder where the issue is. Maybe these never get really triggered. This with metadata value is something wrong there, maybe.
I accidentally pressed the debug button. Sorry.
Oh, cool.
That was my intention at all.
How can we check? I have the feeling if we remove that these kind of don't do their job, or don't work as we expected, and now we get nothing.
Oh.
Let's see if this assumption is correct. Yes, because it's now not sure what does it mean. Invalid static method invocation syntax.
Okay.
Because that one's empty, I suppose. So I think maybe let's do just in between, because here we have these create item things. Maybe let's do a message just in between that could help us with and the text should be 1 percent Roslyn build outputs with the Roslyn component subdirectory, the thing that we set.
Can you just, so this with metadata value, can you just remind me again what that does exactly?
So I was hoping that this is filtering these items that contain this is wrong. Yes, this is just wrong. Because we're checking if the language that's wrong. It should be like so. So this should be checking if to basically this is like a select. So we're creating a sub selection, a sub list, a new enumerable or a new list that or a new collection that contains only items that have the metadata Roslyn language set to CS.
Yeah.
But what was I doing before? I think I was resolving this to CS, and we checked, but there is no CS metadata. So I guess this must have been the mistake. And this would be then empty. So I hope. Let's see if this is working better now, or if it crashes dramatically. So we see. Okay, yeah. So the first two don't add anything. It's only the last one that adds now all of the items.
Okay.
And those in all of the versions. So not only does this not work as expected because it has all of them, these don't either. Oh yeah, the problem is these metadata doesn't exist anymore there. Oops. My screen just got black. Okay, it's back. The thing is, yes, I think the problem is we are basing off of this output, which doesn't exist.
Why does
we kind of lose that information? This build output, that's the path. Yep. Okay, that's gonna be. Maybe we need different builds. Maybe we need a build for BB.
So.
Because this let's actually do a message here. The output of this is now the path to the DLL, because we do a this actually gets target path, but up here we do a build.
Yeah.
And this is just a bit of a fallback. In some cases, it showed that this is empty, then we need to do this get path, but we basically fill the same item. But this now contains the DLLs that were built.
Okay.
But that's only the path to the DLL without any additional information. We don't know anymore whether this was VB or not, or C#.
And it doesn't say on the DLL name. And you said we get a path. Can we see
but just from the path, we don't really know anymore whether it's.
Okay. Okay. Can we get some sort of I don't know. Can we just rename the DLLs? Can we just get some sort of identity?
Yes.
You are C# now.
Shouldn't kind of rename the users DLLs, no.
Yeah, I can do what I want.
Yeah. Well, yes. but no. What I'm thinking about is, damn it. Okay, this is tricky. Maybe we don't support Visual Basic and be done with it.
Okay.
Because these now all contain all of
Yeah.
the information, and we just feed in the full path to it and do multi-targeting across all versions, but we lose the information. Well, the output then will be just a DLL. How can we fit back a output DLL to what it originally was, what its original metadata was, because this metadata now gets lost?
Can we not send with metadata or something? I don't know. Okay.
I don't think so.
Well, yeah.
What I'm also not sure is how we could, because this is all of them, how we could via this here say only the ones that contain the metadata. Because here we still have the metadata available. So I guess what we could do is we can create an item group and say CS projects.
Yeah.
Include all of these with let's copy it with metadata value. Where is it? This one.
Here. Mm-hmm.
With metadata value what's it called? Language, Roslyn language.
Yeah.
CS. Then we have our VB projects that have the metadata VB, and the common projects that do not.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we were to put out a message, not importance is high, and we say the text is CS. Not identity, but what was the name? Yeah, this full path, or just the MS Build project name. Then we have the VB ones and the common ones. Let's see if this kind of works, because then we could split it before. And since there aren't new languages added ridiculously often, I don't think this should be kind of fine. Where is the output? If there is none, then it's bad, because it means it's all empty. Oh no, it's before the build, right? No, wait a second, it's during the builds. So it should be... Oh, nine. Okay. Why are they all empty? Does this with metadata not work as expected? It was in language. There is no typo here, right? Oh, yeah, because there is a problem in the syntax.
Ah.
My company will say the skill issue. Oh, nine. Cannot be used in this context. Item lists cannot be concatenated with other strings where an item list is expected.
What?
doing something wrong. Add, include, add. Because we basically do the same up here already. Include, add. Oh, again, skill issue.
I like that. I'm gonna start using that.
I think the classic term is a layer 8 problem.
I don't know what that means.
There is this OSI network layer, network model that has eight layers for the network, where the imaginary layer 8 is the user sitting in front of the
classic.
Okay.
That's good.
But it's we only have the name, but we also need the version. Is this the identity? So there should be more of them. Just to ensure, because I guess this is otherwise filtering out duplicates. Okay, so we have CS analyzers. Okay,
that's good.
Basic. Now that looks good. So we could just separate them by these. So we do this 1, 2, 3 times, and we feed in the C# projects, which will be analyzer, which will be C# analyzer project build output. We feed in the VB projects and say those are the Visual Basic analyzer project build output, and we have the common projects, which will be the common analyzer project build outputs. And we basically now triple. Okay, this fallback I hope we don't need, but this is a to also do this fallback, but let's not worry about this one. Now we should actually have what we had before. I will be restoring what we had there. Because here we now add the directory. So let's do this 3 times. Where we now have the C#, Visual Basic, and Common, where the C# adds a CS, the VB adds a VB, and the Common does not add anything.
Okay.
And then I suppose we need to do this 3 times as well. Where we now have the, we need, C#, Visual Basic, Common.
Yep.
C#, Visual Basic, Common, as well as here then have the, what was the name? Prefixing all of these with C# respectively. And common. I wonder if this works. And then we do, let's not do that. And then we do this 3 times for C#. Common. And C#. Oh yeah, we need more. Bloop. Bloop. And bloop. Okay, cool. And this may, let's find out.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't get that. Please do not throw sausage pizza away. Network layers. Oh, wait a second. Is this like a mnemonic device, like a oh my, now I embarrass myself because I do not know. I forgot all the layers. Are those like, are the initials of this sentence the initials of the network layers? Oh, yes, it is application. No. So we have physical. Please do not throw. Okay.
Sausage pizza away.
Please do not throw sausage pizza away. Oh my God.
I love it.
Okay, that's cool. To the alert.
Okay.
Oh, there was something. Can we find out where the error is? Default items props line 36? No. Exclude is a wildcard that results in all files. Okay, there's something very, very bad. So that's after the common one. Okay, somewhere we have an over-aggressive wildcard.
Okay.
I guess this build is failing. The value of exclude attributes element item group. Why is this not good? Because we feed in. Is the path bad? Oops. Well, it kind of must be the path because, oops, what else? But we have common build, common use proj. Looks all right, doesn't it?
What does this exclude thing mean?
I'm uncertain. I don't know.
The value.
But I suppose the build here is a problem. Of the excluded attribute and element item group in a file. Default items is a wildcard that results in enumerating in all files on the drive, which was likely not intended. Check that reference properties are always defined, that the project and current working directory are not at the drive root. But this path is definitely set, so this one is okay. Is it somewhere else? We set the Roslyn version. We set the base directory. This should, because we haven't changed anything there, this should be all good. Unless, is it actually, maybe this target is causing problems? No, don't think so, because we don't get any build output there. Yeah. Damn it, totally not sure. Oh, do we have some syntax problem again? No, we can say this was working before. With % C# projects. Oh, wait a second. Do we need to prefix all of these also with C#? Ooh, wait a second. Is this maybe bad? Because we are going off this Roslyn component version information and then create new ones. So maybe we need to replace these with C# project here. There must have been an easier way, but let's see if we know if we can at least build it now. Oh, yeah. Now one seems to build. Okay. So I guess there was some, I'm not sure. Could you help me? Could you replace? Well, actually, there should be a replace command, right?
Yeah.
So we need to replace Roslyn component information in this. String with VB projects, right? This one. Oops, I should have skipped it selected. And 10 occurrences. Okay, replace all. And then we also need common proj here. Also 10 occurrences. Okay, cool. Now let's see how far we get now. Okay. No build output. Okay, yeah, this is now an error, a custom error that doesn't work anymore. Because we changed that. And package has been created. I'm semi-terrified, but let's find out. Oh, there's nothing. So there is no analyzers. Because something is off here. Well, we do a these outputs seem to be super empty. Because what we wanted to do here is to get the C#, the Visual Basic, and the common. And when we do that, this never gets printed, does it? Oh, now we even have some other problem. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's separate these because we should get these out. Wait a second. Do we actually still need these? Because we now separate them by. Oh wait, no, we do. I'm confused now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what this is actually doing.
Let's find out.
So we have those outputs. Well, I guess these should be all right. So we should get a. Let's check these outputs. Packing C#, packing VB, packing CM. And because we do this to analyze a project build outputs. Wait a second, what's going on there? Wait a second. This message is confusing because we have what did I intend with this message? Because this is the information that we have before building it. And we mentioned that after building, this information kind of gets lost. Oh, this is what we added later. Wait a second. This is our... so this should be those 4 languages. And let's actually remove the rest. And let's see if they actually contain items. Well, they should. This should be the DLLs that were built. These are empty. Okay. So, okay, maybe that's related to, maybe we actually do need this. Because we have these. They actually should be, oh, yeah, identity. There's the problem. Because, yeah, what I mentioned earlier, this information, this metadata gets lost. We only have the path that it was built for. And okay, cool. So we have C# 3 times. We have VB 3 times. And does it somewhere say that's the Visual Basic ones? Yes. These are the ones that don't have any suffix, and the common ones are the ones that have common. Okay, so that looks all right. And we have them 3 times per version. And now we need to, what's the problem? Invalid static method invocation. Okay, because these don't exist. Now we need to, well, actually, we know the path, don't we? We know. No, wait a second. The problem is the Roslyn version gets lost. So we basically need to, we encode in the build output. We kind of encode the, version it was built for. Since we only have the path, and now out of this path, we now need to understand whether this is the correct version. And I guess this is what the code was doing before, to check whether it's actually including so we were adding, I'm tempted to take a look at how it was previously, this create item task. Basically, this is now trying to match, I guess this is what you mentioned earlier, but not changing the file name, but adding it in the path.
Yeah.
I totally forgot this. So I guess what we could have done is also add something like CS there and VB and common, but again, we now know we have now in 3 separate lists, so we know already definitely, and don't need to do any magic with path, but we still need to do it for that. So we need to find out whether this is including Roslyn 3.4, and if it is, then move it in the Roslyn 3.4 directory. So we include and then add this metadata information of what we got previously. And actually, we set the version directory and the component package subdirectory, which is just yes. And then we have a second step, which is now basically filtering. Okay. So we have basically these are, if I understand it correctly, these would be the logic to combine it with this additional information. Let's see what we get here. So basically have all of the variants and then filter by the one that actually makes sense. Oh, there's a problem. So this doesn't work. What's the problem there? Are these empty now suddenly? Because this should be kind of now creating all of the combinations, but there is a problem. It says the expression cannot be evaluated. Oh, there is a syntactical problem here. Oh, this should be %.
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay, but that's now another problem.
It's a new one.
Basically now have all of the combinations, I think. So we have 3, 4, 3, 7, 3, 4. And this with all the combinations. So we have it 3 by 3 times. And now we need to filter out the ones that it actually contains. So this is, I guess, what then this one was doing. Where we pass in the identity from here and check if it contains the Roslyn component subdirectory that we added. And I'm looking if there is any syntactical problem with the previous version. No, that actually looks all right. Identity and this directory, because we add this Roslyn component version subdirectory here as metadata. But this doesn't seem to work anymore. Not sure what we broke here. What was the problem again?
Yeah. Starting with invocation.
Not found. Oops. Oh, is it just this message here?
Oh, that would be good.
Oh, wait a second. So this is actually doing something. But it seems to be quite empty, doesn't it? Because if we can't get the file name out of these identities, so I suppose if we do this, this would be still doing nothing. Doesn't it? Yes. Okay, so I think we're quite almost there. We need to get this working. Where we now have it is a bit shorter, VB and pack common. Maybe this condition is bad because they seem to be just empty. Unless we get some yeah, because we do get the file name and this just seems to be empty. So maybe this condition is bad. But we do get the, okay, let's see, we have here, and let's do a couple of bloops here. So we have the identity and the Roslyn component version subdirectory that we then check if it is contained in. Let's see if this output string, which one? This one makes any sense. So we have C# Roslyn component, we have the full path, which contains 4.0, And then we check if Roslyn 4.11 is contained. Well, it isn't, but, is there any combination? Yeah, this one, for example, this one should work because this path contains 3.4 and we combine it with Roslyn 3.4. So this should just work. And then this condition should be true. Because the identity, that's the full path, contains that. Do we have some?
Okay.
Kind of looks all right, doesn't it?
And what happens if the condition is true?
If the condition is true, then we include it into this final property or item, which we then use to finally pack it.
But we don't.
But because it seems that this one is this file name, this function here, it seems that this one is then empty. Really empty. So yeah, there's something wrong with the condition. Looking at the time, let's see if we can get it right in a handful of minutes. Otherwise, I have the feeling we're still almost there. So we need another month. We need yet in another month, and it's perfect.
Yeah, but this is just like for fun. Like you said, I think we've covered most of the, I don't know, the use cases and those few times where Visual Basic is needed. We can add that. When we get 2 complaints, we can add it.
That's fair. That's fair. Yes. Yeah, that sounds fair. I guess. Yeah, maybe let's call it.
All right.
Because
let's call it.
Think again almost there, but maybe we got the earlier version just working. Maybe we publish the C# version only and say this is C# only, and then add in a future version. Then we should be. We had a couple more to-dos, didn't we? These were the to-dos that we had
just
to do. To check if it works with central package management. Pack alongside build directory. I have no idea what I meant with that. Be gone.
Easy.
Oh, yes. To also support something like to add additional, because an analyzer may have a dependency on another project. So if my analyzer is using, for example, system.text.json in order to emit code at runtime of the generator, so at compile time of the project that is using the generator, we need to have system.text.json available. So this needs to be packed alongside it.
Yeah.
So we would need to specify some additional or make sure that additional dependencies get packed alongside it as well. So maybe it works already, but we would need to test. For example, something like Scriven, this is commonly used in source generators. Improve logging and so on. Also test, because this is what we saw in the NS example. If we have resources like the German localization works as well. And support VB. Yes, the smaller one.
Well, we're almost there.
Kind of.
Yeah. Who knows? Like maybe we'll figure it out, and then we have a little Christmas present for you all.
Oh yes.
But no, I think we've done really good progress, and it's definitely been really good to sort of be back at the project and sort of dive back in. It's been a bit too long for me without it. We're
gonna publish this in this project. Maybe the working version that we got, maybe we have ready tomorrow already, and also packages a NuGet version. as a NuGet package for users to use, but only supporting C#.
And if you want to know when exactly we'll publish, you should totally follow us on any of our social medias, because we'll obviously let you know. And yeah, also please do subscribe to stay up to date with our upcoming content, because as we already spoiled a little bit, I mean, in a couple of hours it's already time. It's like .NET 10 time, and that means a lot of new things coming out, and therefore we will have a really, really special guest next time, and I can't wait to see Stuart Lang again. He's going to be joining us, and just shows a little bit, like, talk to us again about like C#14, and he's, you know, he's always so great at like summarizing these things and make them like really sort of like in like bite-sized how do you say bite-sized bits, so like everybody can understand. And if you have any questions, like if you know, in the next couple of days you read something and you're like, oh, I don't know, obviously prepare them as well. Stuart is really like a genius, and it's really, really good to have him, and he can walk you through all of the new things, the new shiny things. Thank you again for everyone who's been with us for.
Actually, sorry, the date. So we'll be back on next Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
So this will be the 18th of November.
It will.
And we will be also same time at 1800 UTC. Yes.
And the thing is, like, whenever we get Stuart on the show, like, I'm always really excited to have him, but he was also like a reminder that like another year's almost passed.
Oh yes. Aww.
And it always makes me a little bit emotional. So this is why I wanted to say before, like, thank you so much to everyone who's been with us for many years now, and watched us learn and grow together, and also helped us, you know, grow into this show. So it's been really special. So thank you.
Then, well, until a little bit more in a week. Now I embarrass myself. I don't find it. Oh, where is it? So until a little bit more than a week, we'll be back. Oh, why does this not work? I made a mistake. Oh no, I should have added this as an overlay.
Well,
that's interesting.
This is a wonderful blooper.
Because I was adding it. Can you see it? I was adding it at the background. Can you see it pop up and boom? Yeah. I need to edit. There's an overlay. Yeah, that's the one.
We will make a blooper reel at some point, because we do have some really tasty things.
Yes, we do.
Anyway,
okay.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for watching. In a week, we'll be back.